Welcome to Getting to Know You. I'm your host, Eman Tuzman-Eagan, and I'm happy to welcome you to this podcast where we get to know members of the Berkshire Hills Music Academy community better. Episode of Getting to Know You is Will joining us from Berkshire Hills. Welcome to Getting to Know You, Will. I'm so glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Eman. I'm glad to be here.
First question, where were you born?
I was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, at a hospital called Mount Auburn. It's just outside of Boston. It's very close to Boston. My parents lived in Boston until I was 2.
Where did you get your education?
I got my college education from a college called Berklee College of Music. That's in Boston. And I believe it's the same. Well, I'll ask you. Do you know any other music teachers here who went to Berklee?
Mm-hmm. Adrian Salmon.
Very good. Anyone
Andy
else?
Anderson.
Andy Anderson. Very good.
Ben Rosenthal.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Ben Rosenthal told me he did.
Ben Rosenthal went to Westfield.
Oh, so did Wes.
So did West.
Wes didn't finish.
West didn't finish.
Chris went to Berklee, right?
Nope. Chris was also a Westfield guy.
Adrian.
So Ben.
Jacob Bernstein.
Yes. Adrian. Andy.
I think
Bernstein.
did Jake Goldstein?
No, he did not.
Okay. Adrian, you, Jake,
and one more, Nora.
Nora. Yep.
Nora. Yeah. So Nora went.
Nora told me that.
Yeah. So Nora went to Berklee after I did.
Okay.
Adrian went to Berklee at the same time that I did,
Nice.
even though she's a little older. So I used to see Adrian on the street and we'd give each other hugs.
Nice. My cousin went to Berklee.
Oh, that's really cool. What instrument did your cousin?
He was a drummer.
Oh,
he still is.
Yeah. Still is. What's your cousin's name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Do you know his last name?
Tuzman. Sauber.
Jeremy Tuzman.
He's. How old are you?
I am 29.
He's. I want to say I'm 37, so I want to say he's 30. I want to say he's in his 30s.
Okay, so maybe we were there at the same time. Big school.
I got to see his final performance
At Berklee.
So that's the first time I've never been to Berklee. It's the first time I've been to Berklee. But I have a bunch of buddies of mine and homies that lived. My best friend lived in Boston, and my brother was born in Boston. He got his education in Boston as well. He got his education at Harvard. So
that's nice.
Started at Brown, and then finished at Harvard.
Oh, so fancy pants.
Yeah, so I have, and because of the hospital, so I have a little bit of a sore spot. For Boston because of the hospital, and so
that's an unfortunate reason to have to go, but it is a nice place to go.
It's a nice place.
Boston is a nice place,
and of course I've been to a Red Sox games.
Nice, good. You'd be surprised how many people from around here haven't done that yet. You know, you got to do it.
I'm waiting to go this year, hopefully.
Nice, that'll be great. Do they ever do sports games in Boston for groups here? Like take a bunch of students to go see a game or something?
No, but I've been to Fenway with John LaBera and Emily Webster.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
You mean like group things?
Yeah, just group things, just outings and just fun stuff. I know we have people who will sing at sports games, perform at sports
Tori
games.
performed at the Red Sox.
Celtics, right?
Yep, she performed at the national anthem at the Red Sox and the Celtics. She's recently at the Celtics.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in BHMA?
So when I was in college at Berklee, I studied music education, but I've always had a passion for special education. Any type of working with a unique person, no matter who that person is. That's what I'm really interested in.
So like people who are differently abled?
People who are differently abled, or I really liked working with young kids. Young kids are really different than older kids.
Yeah.
I also liked working with adults who don't have disabilities per se, but they're adults and they're just getting started on their instrument.
Okay.
I just liked it when it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because as a musician, I like being creative, and I find that when you're working with somebody who is either differently abled or for whatever reason just has a different viewpoint on something, then I get to learn more, right? So if you and me did music together, you're a unique individual, and so because of your unique view on things, I would learn more from you. That's how I feel. Anyways, I heard about BHMA when I was in college. We watched a documentary on the school, actually.
Oh, wow.
It was back when it was just for Williams folks. I didn't know any of the people in it, but I'm sure I saw. I mean, in the documentary, I must have seen John. I must have seen Tori. I must have seen Em.
Yeah.
Because they've been here.
Emily Webster.
Mm-hmm. But so basically, I appreciate you letting me just go on. But
no, that's fine.
So it was clearly like this magical place out in the woods, and then I moved from Boston to Northampton, which is close by, in September. That's a long story, but I'm really excited to be out here in Northampton. And then once I got here, I just started looking for the teaching jobs.
Nice.
And then I found out that Adrienne is the director of music here, and Adrienne is my neighbor.
Oh, interesting.
From growing up. We grew up down the street from each other.
Whoa, like in town?
Yeah.
In Northampton?
In Framingham, actually.
Okay.
So we grew up in Framingham together, and then, are you ready for a really crazy story? It's going to blow your mind.
Sure.
So me and Adrienne were down the street neighbors, right? She moves to Southborough.
Yep.
And guess who her down the street neighbor is in Southborough?
You?
Well, no, she moved away from me, right? She moved away. Her family moved away from my family into like the next town over.
Yeah.
Jacob Bernstein, her future husband, was her neighbor as like high school.
Oh, gee.
But check this out.
What?
They weren't with each other at that time.
Yeah.
They met a little bit at Berkeley because they both happened to go to Berkeley from the same town. And then they both happened to work the same job after Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
Ask her or him more about it. That's one of my favorite stories of the BHMA community.
Nice.
So it's a very small world. That's all I'll say.
Favorite song to jam to or play along with?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. I really like playing along with, so many different things. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. That's some of my favorite jazz music to play along with. Clifford Brown and Max Roach. All of Elvin Jones' music with the great Wayne Shorter, who just passed away.
Oh.
Wayne's tune Fee Fi Fo Fum was one of my really integral tunes coming up. Inception by McCoy Tyner, just a lot of 60s jazz. I also play I enjoy playing math rock, and so the band Maps and Atlases, they have a song called Every Place is a House.
Never heard of math rock.
Math rock is a very weird, cool type of rock. It's sort of like prog rock.
Sounds like it.
Prog rock mixed with emo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, proggy emo or emo-y prog rock, basically. And very interesting, lots of odd time signatures and, two-hand tapping and stuff like that. So, those are some favorite songs of mine to jam with.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, I hang out with my girlfriend, Sierra. We like each other a lot. We cook together a lot. We talk about, philosophy and issues and our lives together. And I have 2 cats who I spend lots of my time with. Their names are Lily and Stevie.
Nice.
And they are my loves. I love them. And so I have a really, really good life at home with my girlfriend and my cats. I'm chilling. It's great.
You have a favorite piece of music to play or listen to?
So I love Gymnopédie by Eric Satie. There is an ambient composer out of Argentina named Federico Durand, who I think is just amazing. And then I think my favorite band probably would be, right now would be the band Big Thief, like a folk rock band.
Okay.
And they're really good. Good question.
Favorite class to teach at BHMA and why?
That is a really tough question. You're really making me pick favorites now. Oh, man. Well, I think one class that's really meaningful for me to teach is one that you're in, which is our rock and roll listening class.
Yeah.
That's been really cool for me because as a music teacher, most of the time when you're a music teacher, you're just teaching people how to play music.
Yeah.
You got the instruments in their hands and stuff. It's not as much a class.
Yeah.
I always loved teaching classes because I always loved taking classes.
Yeah.
So I think the rock and roll listening class is awesome, and getting to hear from you guys and what you like and talk about history. Yeah, I love it.
Who are your musical inspirations?
I'm really inspired by a singer, songwriter, and producer named Justin Vernon. He makes music as a project called Bon Iver.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, he's famous, but he's a big inspiration of mine. There's a musician named Sufjan Stevens, who he's kind of like an indie rocker, but uses tons and tons and tons of different instruments on his albums. He's just a genius. And I'm inspired also by a harpist named Joanna Newsom. She's like a indie folk harpist and singer. She's amazing. And then, yeah, just my friends who are my age and who are trying really hard to be professional musicians. Even if they haven't fully gotten to where they want to get to yet, they inspire me every day because I see how hard they work.
If you could play with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Jimi Hendrix.
My favorite question. Hendrix?
Hendrix, because he was just the greatest.
Good answer.
Yeah, I definitely would want to play with Jimi Hendrix. He just talked. He spoke with his instrument, he sang with his instrument, and I just, I'd love to play the drums while he played guitar because that would be the coolest thing ever.
If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
I mean, I'd like to think that being able to play music is a superpower. But in my dreams, I fly or I breathe underwater. Flying, I think you'd get caught and you'd get, people would want to ask you a bunch of questions and question you and stuff. But if you could breathe underwater, you could just chill. No one would find you.
No.
Chill in the cut and just wait at the bottom of the ocean.
Awesome.
So I think I'd breathe underwater.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that I could disappear.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to today's episode of Getting to Know You. I'd like to thank Will again for taking the time to talk with us. Our theme song is Getting to Know You by Roger and Hammerstein, performed by BHMA community member Franklin Nichols. Editing is done by Jake Goldstein. Creative direction by Ian and Tuzman-Eagan, with creative support from Wes Parker and my mom. We hope you enjoyed the show. Bye-bye.